Hey, my name is Cryphy. In the past I did huge updates to the Snowstorm system of Blockbuster and other tiny improvements in general. In this Blockbuster update I bring to you some quality of life improvements and some new features. First of all, Blockbuster got a new morph. Meowly added the tracker morph, where I added the type Aperture Morph Tracker. At the moment this is the only type and it is for Aperture's morph tracking feature. Snowstorm got some improvements too. You now have a gradient editor in the tinting sections. The slider elements were made by McCaws. And Snowstorm now has 3 new facing options: emitter XY plane, emitter XZ plane and emitter YZ plane. Those are compatible with Bedrock Edition Snowstorm. Another change is that the collision button is now a field. You can now enter Molang expressions into it. Collision is enabled if the field is true, not 0, or if it is empty. If it is 0 or false, it is deactivated. In the scenes menu, when you want to duplicate a scene, you now have this new button if you want to duplicate the contents of the recordings too. There are also 2 new commands: record delete, where you can delete the recording, and record remove all, where you can remove every action of a recording. Also, it is worth mentioning that the commands like delete, remove all or remove now have a confirmation screen. If you want to skip the confirmation, you can enter true for the optional false argument. The record dupe command now has an optional override argument if you want to override existing recordings with a duplicate recording. In the command record remove, you can now enter -1 for the index to remove all actions at one tick. I will now address how naming works in the scenes, as I changed the renaming behavior for duplication a little bit. The name of an actor consists of the scene name in the beginning and an index at the end. Now you have the ability to utilize multiple indices as long as you separate them by an underscore. For example, you can have this name with scene 1 in the beginning and then some other index names like Steve_drunk_1. Here the indices would be Steve, drunk and 1. If you duplicate the scene, it will recognize multiple indices and only rename the first name, which would be the scene name. You can now change in the ellipse settings how many decimal places a trackpad element should allow before it rounds. I hope this update will help you, and that's it for this update. Goodbye.